Driverly.com, unlimited drama series.
3 in the morning, and I'm staring at my phone like it holds the secrets of the universe. Maybe it does. Maybe the secret is that my wife thinks I'm an idiot. The notification pops up on Instagram. Serena_Porter_marketing posted a new photo. My thumb hovers over it for a second, and I already know what I'm going to see. Call it husband's intuition, or maybe just experience with disappointment. There they are. My wife Serena and Brent Mallory, some hotshot entrepreneur who drives a Maserati and wears suits that cost more than my monthly income. They're at some beachside restaurant, her hand on his arm, both of them grinning like they just won the lottery. The caption makes my stomach drop. Finally found my real partner in business and life. #new beginnings, #real love, #best life. I'm Alex Porter, 43 years old, freelance IT specialist, and apparently the fake partner in this equation. I fix computers for a living, while my wife climbs the corporate ladder at Pinnacle Marketing. We live in a nice house in Millbrook, Maine, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone else's business, whether you want them to or not. Alex? Serena's voice drifts from the hallway. You awake? I set the phone down and pretend to be asleep. She slides into bed next to me, smelling like expensive perfume and guilt. Her breathing settles into that fake rhythm people use when they're pretending to sleep. The next morning, she's up early, bustling around the kitchen in her power suit, acting like nothing happened, like she didn't just announce to the world that I'm yesterday's news. Coffee's ready, she says without looking at me. Thanks. I pour myself a cup and lean against the counter. Nice photo last night. She freezes for just a second, then turns with that practiced smile she uses on clients. Oh, that? Just a business dinner. Brent's helping with the Morrison account. Business dinner at 11 p.m. on a beach in Portland. Very professional. Don't start, Alex. Start what? Asking questions about my wife posting romantic photos with another man? She slams her coffee mug down harder than necessary. It's not romantic. We're working together. He appreciates my ideas, unlike some people. And the caption? My real partner? It's just marketing speak. You wouldn't understand. That stings, but not the way she intended. It stings because she's probably right about one thing. I don't understand how someone can be so casual about destroying a 15-year marriage. But I understand other things. I understand networks and information, and how to find things people don't want found. If you post anything like that again, I say quietly, I'm done. She laughs, actually laughs. You wouldn't dare. Where would you go? What would you do? I finish my coffee and rinse the mug. Try me. She grabs her purse and heads for the door. I have to go. Real work to do. The door slams, and I'm alone with my thoughts and a very interesting challenge. I walk to my home office, a converted bedroom filled with computer equipment and the organized chaos of a man who solves problems for a living. My phone buzzes. Another Instagram notification. Serena posted again, this time a selfie with the caption, "Some people try to hold you back. Real partners lift you up. #no looking back, #moving forward." I screenshot it, then open my laptop. Time to do what I do best, dig into systems and find the truth. Serena thinks she's smart, but she makes the same mistake most people do. She assumes technology is magic, that her private messages and deleted photos just disappear into the digital ether. She doesn't realize that her phone backs up to our shared cloud account, or that her laptop connects to our home network, or that I've been quietly monitoring our digital life for months. Not because I'm controlling or paranoid, because I'm thorough. The evidence is overwhelming. Text messages between her and Brent going back 6 months. Photos she never posted. Plans for weekend trips she told me were work conferences. And something else, conversations about Pinnacle Marketing's client information. The kind of confidential data that could get someone fired or worse. My phone rings. It's my old friend Frankie Morrison, who runs a private investigation business out of Portland. Alex, you busy? Depends. What's up? Just wondering if you've seen the local gossip mill lately. Your wife's making quite the impression around town. I close my eyes. In a place like Millbrook, news travels faster than wildfire. What are you hearing? Nothing good, buddy. Tom at Murphy's Bar says half the town saw that Instagram post. People are talking. Murphy's Bar is the unofficial headquarters of Millbrook gossip. If Tom's talking about it, everyone knows. I figured as much. You need help with anything? I mean, if you're thinking about documentation? Frankie's offering to help me build a case, probably for divorce proceedings. But I'm thinking bigger than that. Maybe. Let me get back to you. I hang up and stare at the screen full of evidence. Serena wants to play games with social media and public humiliation? She wants to make me look like the pathetic husband who can't keep his wife happy? Fine, let's play. But we're playing by my rules now. Mrs. Grady from next door is in her garden when I step outside to get the mail. She's 70-something, retired, and has made neighborhood surveillance her full-time hobby since her husband passed. Morning, Alex, she calls over the fence. Beautiful day, isn't it? Sure is, Mrs. Grady. She leans on her garden spade and gives me that look, the one that says she knows something and she's deciding whether to share it. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I saw that young man leaving your driveway yesterday morning, around 6 a.m. Fancy red car. My hand tightens on the mail. What young man? Tall fellow, expensive suit. He was walking from your house to his car. I thought maybe he was a business associate of yours, but she trails off diplomatically. But what? Well, Serena left about 10 minutes after he did. Seemed odd for a business meeting, that's all. I force a smile. Thanks for letting me know, Mrs. Grady. Back inside, I add this information to my growing file. Brent was at my house, in the morning. While I was at a client's office in Brunswick, fixing their server issues, my phone buzzes with a text from Serena. Working late tonight, don't wait up. I text back. No problem, I'll be working too. And I will be. Just not the kind of work she expects. I start with Brent Mallory. Social media makes it easy. The man documents his entire life online. Entrepreneur, investor, founder of 3 startups that all sound impressive until you dig deeper. His LinkedIn profile is full of buzzwords and vague accomplishments. His Instagram shows expensive restaurants, luxury vacations, and a lifestyle that doesn't quite match his actual business success. A little more digging reveals some interesting facts. Brent's current company, Synergy Solutions, is bleeding money. His last startup folded after 18 months, and according to public records, he's been dodging creditors for the better part of a year. But he's still spending money like it's going out of style, which means he's getting it from somewhere. I think about those text messages between him and Serena, the ones where they discussed Pinnacle Marketing's clients and strategies. I think about Serena's access to confidential information, and Brent's desperate need for a financial lifeline. My phone rings. It's Erica Walsh, Serena's assistant. Hi, Alex. Is Serena there? She's at work. Isn't that where you are? I am, but she's not. She left around noon and said she'd be back, but Mr. Feldman is looking for her, and she's not answering her phone. Interesting. I haven't heard from her. Maybe try her cell again? I have. It goes straight to voicemail. After Erica hangs up, I check Serena's location on our shared family plan. She's at the Ocean View Hotel in Portland, the same hotel where she and Brent had their business dinner. I grab my keys and drive into town, not to the hotel, that would be too obvious. Instead, I head to Murphy's Bar, where Tom Brennan has been serving drinks and collecting gossip for 20 years. The place is exactly what you'd expect from a small-town bar. Dark wood, dim lighting, and the kind of atmosphere where people tell the truth after a few drinks. Alex! Tom greets me from behind the bar. Didn't expect to see you on a Tuesday afternoon. Slow day. Thought I'd grab a burger. Tom nods and starts cooking. The lunch crowd is small. A few retirees, a couple of guys from the hardware store, and Janet Mills from the real estate office. Heard there's some excitement in town, I say casually. Tom glances around, then leans closer. You mean the Instagram thing? Yeah, people are talking. Sorry, man, that's gotta be rough. What are people saying? Nothing too harsh about you. Most folks think Serena's lost her mind. That Mallory guy's got a reputation, you know. What kind of reputation? The kind where he promises big things and delivers nothing. Janet over there says he tried to get her to invest in some real estate scheme last year. Wanted her to put up her own money for properties that didn't exist. I glance over at Janet, who's nursing a beer and scrolling through her phone. Mind if I talk to her? Tom shrugs. Go ahead. She loves telling that story. Janet Mills turns out to be a goldmine of information. Brent Mallory has been making rounds through Millbrook and the surrounding towns for months, looking for investors, business partners, and anyone else he can charm into opening their wallets. He's smooth, Janet admits. Real smooth talker. But when I asked for documentation, proof of the properties he wanted me to invest in, he got evasive. Started talking about opportunity windows and time-sensitive deals. Classic con man behavior. Con man? Maybe that's too strong. But he's definitely not what he pretends to be. I did some research after our meeting. His companies are all smoke and mirrors. I buy Janet another beer and listen to more stories. By the time I leave Murphy's, I have a clear picture of Brent Mallory. A desperate man with expensive tastes and no legitimate way to fund his lifestyle, which makes Serena either a victim or an accomplice. My phone buzzes with a text from Serena. Still working. Probably won't be home until late. I text back. Take your time. Then I drive home and start making phone calls. The first call is to Marcus Chen, an old client who works in corporate security. He owes me a favor from when I recovered his company's data after a ransomware attack. Alex, good to hear from you. What can I do for you? I need some information about a company called Synergy Solutions. Specifically, their financial situation and any legal issues. That's not really my area, but I know someone who might help. Give me a day or two. The second call is to my cousin Jennifer, who works for the State Attorney General's office. Hey Jen, I need a favor. What kind of favor? The kind where you tell me if someone named Brent Mallory has ever been investigated for fraud or investment schemes. Alex, I can't just give out information about ongoing investigations. What about closed cases, public records? She sighs. I'll see what I can find. But you didn't hear it from me. The third call is back to Frankie. I need that help now, I tell him. What kind of help? The kind where we document everything and make sure the right people see it. Are we talking about divorce proceedings? We're talking about justice. That evening, Serena comes home around 10, looking satisfied with herself. She kisses my cheek like nothing's wrong, asks about my day, and acts like the perfect wife. How was work? I ask. Productive, really productive. Brent and I made some real progress on the Morrison account. That's great. Mr. Feldman must be pleased. She pauses. Why would you mention Feldman? Just figured he'd want to know about progress on a big account. Right. Yes, he's very pleased. But there's something in her voice, a note of uncertainty that wasn't there before. Later, after she's asleep, I check her phone. New messages from Brent talking about their meeting at the hotel and plans for tomorrow. But also something else. A message from someone called Chloe Bennett. Girl, you're playing with fire. That post is all over town. People are talking. Serena's response. Let them talk. I'm done hiding. Chloe Bennett. I look her up online. Local influencer, lifestyle blogger, and according to her social media, Serena's best friend. She's also, based on her posts, someone who thrives on drama and attention. I screenshot the conversation and add it to my file. Tomorrow, things get interesting. Wednesday morning starts like any other day, except for the fact that I'm about to destroy my wife's life. That sounds harsh, but here's the thing. She started this game. She made the rules when she decided to humiliate me publicly and betray our marriage for some smooth-talking con man. I'm just playing by those rules now. Serena leaves for work at her usual time, kissing me goodbye and promising to be home for dinner. Such a good wife, except for the part where she's planning to meet Brent at lunch and probably discuss which of Pinnacle Marketing's clients they're going to exploit next. I wait an hour, then make my move. The first email goes to Harold Feldman, Serena's boss. I don't use my real name or email address. That would be too obvious. Instead, I create an anonymous account and send him screenshots of Serena's text messages with Brent, the ones where they discussed confidential client information and strategies. The subject line is simple. Confidentiality breach, Serena Porter. The message is even simpler. Thought you should know what your marketing VP is sharing with outside parties. The second email goes to Pinnacle's legal department, specifically to Maria Reyes, their general counsel. Same screenshots, same anonymous account. But this time I include some additional information about Brent's financial troubles and failed businesses. The third email is more creative. It goes to Chloe Bennett, the influencer friend who loves drama. I send her some of the more damaging text messages between Serena and Brent, along with evidence of Brent's financial problems. Thought you'd want to know what kind of man your friend is really involved with, I write. Might make for interesting content. Then I sit back and wait. I don't have to wait long. At 10:30 a.m., my phone rings. It's Erica, Serena's assistant, and she sounds panicked. Alex, is Serena with you? No, she's at work. Why? Mr. Feldman wants to see her immediately. He seems really upset about something, and there are people from legal here. I'm sure it's nothing serious. I hope so. She's not answering her phone again. After Erica hangs up, I check Serena's location. She's at the Ocean View Hotel again. Poor thing, probably doesn't even know her world is falling apart. At 11:15, Chloe Bennett posts a new Instagram story. It's a screenshot of a text message, one of Brent's messages to Serena, where he talks about leveraging her access to client data for his business deals. Chloe's caption reads, "When someone slides into your DMs with tea about local drama, hash milk."
2,000. I didn't get any jewelry.
I was ending
With a
it.
diamond goodbye gift?
Watch more on Grammarly.com.
Millbrook drama hash receipts for days. The post gets immediate attention. Comments start pouring in from people who recognize the names, asking questions, sharing their own stories about Brent Mallory. Within an hour, it's been shared dozens of times. At noon, Marcus Chen calls me back. That information you wanted about Synergy Solutions, it's worse than I thought. The company is basically insolvent. They owe money to vendors, landlords, and at least 3 different law firms. And there's talk of a federal investigation into some of their investment schemes. Federal investigation? Securities fraud, possibly wire fraud. Nothing official yet, but my contact says it's coming. Perfect timing. At 12:30, Serena finally calls me. She's crying. Alex, something terrible is happening. Feldman called me back to the office. There are lawyers here, and they're asking about my relationship with Brent. What kind of questions? About confidential information, about client data. Someone sent them screenshots of private text messages. Alex, I think I'm in serious trouble. I let concern creep into my voice. What kind of screenshots? Messages between me and Brent. But they're taken out of context. We were just brainstorming, sharing ideas. It's not what it looks like. I'm sure you can explain everything. I hope so. But Feldman looks furious, and Maria Reyes keeps talking about potential criminal liability. Alex, what if I lose my job? We'll figure it out, I tell her. Whatever happens, we'll get through it. Such a supportive husband. After she hangs up, I drive into town for lunch at Murphy's. The place is buzzing with conversation about Chloe's Instagram post and the rumors spreading around town. Crazy stuff, Tom says as he serves my sandwich. People are saying Serena might be in real trouble at work. I hope not. That Mallory guy, though, sounds like he's bad news. Janet was just in here, saying she heard he's been running some kind of investment scam. I eat my lunch and listen to the gossip flow around me. It's amazing how quickly information spreads in a small town, especially when that information confirms what people already suspected. At 2 p.m., Jennifer calls me back. That name you asked about, Brent Mallory? He's not under investigation yet, but he should be. I found 3 different complaints filed against him in the past year. Investment fraud, breach of contract, and something about misrepresenting business partnerships. Anything actionable? Not yet, but if someone were to compile all the evidence and present it properly, it might be enough to get some attention from the right people. Hypothetically speaking, yes. At 3:30, Serena calls again. This time she's not crying. She's angry. They suspended me, she says, pending investigation. They took my laptop, my phone, everything. And they're talking about filing a police report. A police report for what? Corporate espionage, theft of confidential information. Alex, they think I was selling client data to Brent. Were you? The silence stretches for several seconds. It wasn't like that, she finally says. We were exploring business opportunities. I never sold anything. But you shared information. I shared ideas, strategies, nothing that wasn't already public knowledge. Except that's not true, and we both know it. The text messages I sent to Feldman show her sharing specific client budgets, campaign details, and competitive intelligence that definitely wasn't public knowledge. Where are you now? I ask. Driving around. I can't go back to the office, and I don't want to go home yet. I need to think. Take your time. After she hangs up, I check social media. Chloe's post has exploded. Hundreds of comments, dozens of shares, and now other people are posting their own stories about Brent Mallory. It's turned into a full-scale social media pile-on. Someone even created a hashtag, #MillbrookScammer. At 4 p.m., Mrs. Grady knocks on my door. Alex, I hope you don't mind, but I wanted to check on you. I've been hearing some disturbing rumors around town. What kind of rumors? About Serena and that young man with the fancy car. People are saying she might be in legal trouble. Mrs. Grady looks genuinely concerned, which makes me feel almost guilty about what I'm doing. Almost. I'm sure it's just gossip, I tell her. I hope so. You're a good man, Alex. You deserve better than what's been happening. After she leaves, I sit in my office and review everything I've set in motion. The corporate investigation, the social media exposure, the growing pile of evidence about Brent's questionable business practices. It's all proceeding exactly as planned. My phone buzzes with a text from Frankie. Heard about Serena's work situation. You need me to document anything? I text back. Not yet, but soon. At 6 p.m., Serena comes home. She looks defeated, shoulders slumped, eyes red from crying, her usual confidence completely gone. How bad is it? I ask. Bad, really bad. They're talking about pressing charges, and if they do, I could face jail time. What about Brent? Is he in trouble too? She laughs bitterly. Brent? He's nowhere to be found. His phone goes straight to voicemail, and his office says he's traveling on business. He abandoned me the second things got complicated. Of course he did. Men like Brent Mallory are great at making promises, and terrible at keeping them when the pressure's on. I'm sorry, I tell her. And part of me actually means it. Are you? Because I keep thinking about what you said yesterday morning. About being done if I posted anything else. This isn't about that. Isn't it? Someone sent those screenshots to my boss, Alex. Someone who had access to my private messages. She's looking at me with suspicion now, trying to figure out if I'm responsible for her downfall. She's smart enough to put the pieces together, but not quite ready to believe her boring IT husband could orchestrate something this sophisticated. Who else would have access? I ask. I don't know. Maybe someone hacked my phone. Maybe Brent shared the messages with someone. Maybe, she trails off, studying my face. Maybe what? Maybe my husband decided to get revenge. We stare at each other for a long moment. She's testing me, looking for a reaction that will confirm her suspicions. I give her my best concerned husband expression. Serena, I know you're upset, but accusing me of sabotaging your career isn't going to help anything. And then who did this? I don't know, but whoever it was probably did you a favor. If Brent was really planning to use you for some kind of fraud scheme, you're better off finding out now. She doesn't have an answer for that, because deep down, she knows I'm right. She got involved with a con man, shared confidential information, and now she's facing the consequences. The only thing she doesn't know is that her loving husband helped those consequences along. Thursday morning brings news that makes everything more interesting. Jennifer calls me at 7 a.m. with an update. That Mallory guy you asked about. He's officially under federal investigation now. Securities fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy. Apparently, someone compiled a very thorough dossier of evidence and sent it to the FBI field office in Portland. Someone? Anonymous tip. Very professional, very detailed. Whoever put it together knows what they're doing. I thank Jennifer and hang up, then check the news. Sure enough, there's a small item in the Portland Herald about a federal investigation into alleged investment fraud schemes targeting Maine residents. Brent Mallory isn't named in the article, but he will be soon enough. Serena is still asleep when I leave for a client appointment in Brunswick. She came to bed late last night after spending hours on her laptop, probably trying to figure out how to salvage her career and her relationship with her real partner. Good luck with that. The client appointment is routine, a small accounting firm with server issues, but it gives me an alibi for the morning, which might be important later. At 10 a.m., while I'm supposedly focused on database recovery, I get a text from Tom at Murphy's Bar. You need to see this. Come by when you can. I finish the server work and drive back to Millbrook. Murphy's is busier than usual for a Thursday morning, and I can see why. Chloe Bennett is holding court at a corner table, laptop open, showing people something on her screen. Alex, Tom waves me over to the bar. You're not going to believe what's happening. What's happening? That influencer friend of Serena's. She's doing some kind of live investigation into Brent Mallory. Started this morning and she's been getting tips from people all over the state. I glance over at Chloe's table. She's surrounded by locals, all of them talking at once, sharing stories and showing her photos on their phones. What kind of tips? Investment schemes, fake business deals, women he's scammed. Turns out your wife's boyfriend has been busy. Tom's choice of words stings, even though they're accurate. Serena made her choice when she posted that photo with the real partner caption. Mind if I listen in? I ask. Go ahead. It's like a real-life crime documentary. I grab a beer and find a spot near Chloe's table. She's in full influencer mode, documenting everything for her social media followers. So this woman from Augusta says Brent convinced her to invest $20,000 in a restaurant that doesn't exist, Chloe is telling her audience. And this guy from Bangor says Brent tried to sell him shares in a tech startup that turned out to be just a website template. Janet Mills is there, adding her own story about the fake real estate deals. Two other people I don't recognize are sharing similar experiences. It's turning into a full-scale exposé. The crazy part, Chloe continues, is how he targeted successful women specifically. He'd research them online, find out about their jobs and their money, then approach them with these amazing business opportunities. Like he did with Serena, someone says. Chloe nods. Exactly like he did with Serena. Except she had access to something even more valuable than money: confidential business information. I sip my beer and listen to them piece together Brent's scheme. It's actually more sophisticated than I initially thought. He wasn't just looking for investors, he was building a network of women in positions of power. Women who could provide him with inside information about their companies and clients. Serena wasn't his girlfriend. She was his asset. My phone buzzes with a call from Serena. Alex, where are you? Brunswick. Client appointment. What's wrong? Everything's wrong. The FBI called. They want to interview me about Brent and his business dealings. The FBI. They said he's under investigation for fraud, and they think I might have information that could help their case. That's good, right? If you cooperate with them, maybe they'll go easier on you. Or maybe they think I was part of his schemes from the beginning. She's crying again. And despite everything, I feel a twinge of sympathy. Serena made terrible choices, but she's not a criminal mastermind. She's just a woman who got seduced by a con man's promises and lost sight of what really mattered. When do they want to talk to you? This afternoon. Alex, I'm scared. What if they arrest me? Just tell them the truth. If you weren't knowingly involved in anything illegal, they'll figure that out. Will you come with me? To the interview? The request surprises me. After everything that's happened, she still wants my support. Of course, I tell her. After we hang up, I sit in my truck outside Murphy's and think about what comes next. The federal investigation will probably clear Serena of criminal wrongdoing, but it won't save her job or her reputation. And it definitely won't save her relationship with Brent, who's probably already planning his escape from Maine. But I'm not done yet. Destroying Serena's career was just the beginning. I drive home and find Serena pacing around the kitchen, still in her pajamas, looking like she hasn't slept in days. The FBI agent's name is Patricia Williams, she says without preamble. She wants to meet at the federal building in Portland at 2 o'clock. Okay, we'll leave at 1:30. Alex, I need to ask you something, and I need you to tell me the truth. Here it comes. Did you send those screenshots to my boss? I look her straight in the eye. No, I didn't send screenshots to Harold Feldman. It's technically true. I sent them to Feldman in the legal department. But not just to Feldman. But you knew about the messages between me and Brent. I suspected something was going on. The Instagram posts made it pretty obvious. So you went through my phone. I went through our shared cloud account. Everything you do on your phone backs up automatically. I didn't have to hack anything. She sits down heavily at the kitchen table. I messed up, didn't I? Yeah, you did. I thought he was different. I thought he saw something in me that you didn't. What did I not see? Ambition, drive, the desire to build something bigger than this. She gestures around our kitchen, our home, our life together. And what did he see? She's quiet for a long time. Access, she finally admits. He saw access. At 1:30, we drive to Portland in silence. The federal building is an imposing concrete structure downtown, the kind of place that makes you feel guilty even if you haven't done anything wrong. Agent Williams turns out to be a sharp-eyed woman in her 40s, who treats Serena with professional courtesy but obvious suspicion. I wait in the lobby while they talk. 2 hours later, Serena emerges looking drained but slightly relieved. How did it go? I ask as we walk to the parking garage. Better than I expected. She said I'm not a target of the investigation, just a potential witness. But Alex, the things she told me about Brent, what things? He's been running scams for years, multiple identities, fake businesses, dozens of victims, and I was just another mark. We reach the truck and get in. Serena stares out the window as I start the engine. Agent Williams said he specifically targets women in marketing and sales positions because they have access to client lists and business intelligence. He gets them to fall for him, then uses their information to set up competing businesses or sell data to rivals. So you were never his real partner. I was his source. She laughs bitterly. All those times he told me I was brilliant, that I had great ideas. He was just pumping me for information. We drive home in silence. I should feel satisfied that Serena finally understands what kind of man she threw away our marriage for. But mostly I just feel tired. That evening, Chloe Bennett posts a comprehensive expose about Brent Mallory on her blog. She's turned her social media investigation into a full-length article with interviews, documentation, and a detailed timeline of his fraudulent activities. The post goes viral within hours. Local news stations pick it up, then state media, then national outlets looking for a good con man story. By midnight, #Millbrook scammer is trending on multiple platforms. Brent Mallory's face is all over the internet, along with warnings about his schemes and a request from the FBI for anyone with information to come forward. Serena watches the coverage from our couch, laptop open, scrolling through